Welcome in, everyone. You're on Corn This Way. Happy Thursday to you, Nebraska. How you feeling? Doing well? Busy day yesterday. We alluded to it, right? We had 20 to 30 minutes of watching the team practice. Guess what? In Memorial Stadium. That was kind of cool. On the new turf, doing their thing. A lot of observations, a lot of stuff, a lot of photos, a lot of video. Everything's linked below. Just start digging your way through it. There is a ton of it. A lot of things discussed yesterday. I'll tell you the one that made my ears perk. Here's the thing I heard yesterday, and hell, maybe I'm making too much of this, but I think it was of interest. It's the QB situation, right? Here's what we know. Last week, Scott Frost said, this is Casey Thompson's job to lose, right? And that's not a huge risk for any of us to say, right? They didn't bring him in from Texas to sit there and watch. And Casey, he's an experienced starter, okay? There's where we were last week. Yesterday, a couple things through availability. First one, Mark Whipple. Heard him say, Thompson and Purdy have been splitting the number one reps. Okay, that's interesting. Then we got to talk to the quarterbacks yesterday, right? Chubba Purdy came out. He said the same thing. These are interesting comments. Give a listen.
Me and Casey, we've been splitting reps. I've been going with the twos as well, and we're just competing every single day. Since the first day of fall camp, we've been competing with each other, and I think it's going great. Me and him are helping each other out and making sure we're going through our reads, making the right plays, and just when we watch film, making sure we know what we're looking at and what we're doing. But overall, I think the competition's been going pretty good.
So there you go. And Chubba went on to basically say, he's keeping the mentality that he's going to be the starter in game one. You know what? You like that. That's what you want. Nebraska probably needs that. It's been a minute, hasn't it, friends, since they've had a true quarterback competition. Adrian Martinez was the dog, right? I mean, you knew he was the starter the last basically almost the 4 years of Nebraska's history, right? There wasn't a real tight battle for a quarterback spot. They've brought in that this year to make sure that happens, and it's probably good. You saw Chubba Purdy, right, in the spring game. He made a couple throws that your eyes got wide on, right? Good quarterback. And you don't want someone to go in there and go, you know what, I'm just the backup. I anoint ye the starter, right? That's competition. You don't want that from your team. So I thought this was interesting. Am I making too much of it? Yeah, probably so. But at the least level, Nebraska's, you can see that they've got two quarterbacks they like quite a bit. Those are splitting one-team reps, and in a crucial year, you're going to have that, right? You want the other dude ready to go regardless of who ends up winning that job. We'll keep an eye on it the next few days. But for now, I like the tonality. I like the competition. Probably good for everyone involved. All right, a lot of stuff from yesterday, stuff you need to read, stuff we need to touch on real quick. The thing I always talk about that I love during these open practice period is a little article we call Camp Chatter. So where our guys, girls, anyone else takes a look at things that they see or hear that they find are interesting, and they list it in this article. Give this thing a read. I'll tell you the first thing everyone noticed yesterday, Devin Drew. Yeah, the Texas Tech transfer was in uniform yesterday, out there practicing. Do you see him? That's a big cat. Yeah, that's what you like to see. More for that defensive line up front, more size. It's going to be pretty fun to watch this group work this year, I think. This is a huge transformation, and they had some dudes coming back that were already part of Nebraska's culture. They brought in some serious cats to compete with that defensive line. Look at this, little descriptive work from our notes column. Fully padded, Drew more than looked the part going through drills. The 6'2", 280-pounder first worked with step drills on the Memorial Stadium sideline before moving into the full position drills under the tutelage of defensive line coach Mike Dawson. Pretty writing there. You like that? So there you go. We have him in some video yesterday. We got plenty of photos of him. Check that stuff out. All of the notes from Camp Chatter. Good stuff. Okay, next one we need to talk about here. Tom Chattel, right? The Mad Cat. Tommy Chattel. Here's the headline from his story that's in our today's paper and on Omaha.com. Chattel, Casey Thompson saw an opportunity at Nebraska, and you better believe he's ready. Okay, where does this come from? I'll tell you the main subject that kind of started getting, discussed yesterday, written about ad nauseum in a lot of stories. Leadership. Offensive leadership. First brought up by Mark Whipple, because apparently yesterday the offense didn't have too good a day there. Yeah, defense got after him just a tad, which is going to happen during camp. And in particular, Mark Whipple said their leadership needs to get better. He said he called out his two quarterbacks pretty directly. That's the interesting thing right there. So that's where this article is coming from. Let's take a listen to some comments from both offensive coordinator Mark Whipple and, of course, quarterback Casey Thompson.
All right, the quarterback's got to take control. Casey got to be better. Chubba wasn't. Those two guys I got on today a little bit. They're the guy in the huddle that speaks where 10 other guys listen.
leadership is something that I feel like that you either have in you or you don't. It's hard to teach someone how to be a leader, and it's hard to teach someone how to speak and the words to say at the right time. But I've been playing football since I was 4 years old, and I've been playing quarterback since I was a young kid, and I just feel like that leadership is kind of an innate quality. But every day I walk in the building, I want to get better, and I want the team to get better.
Okay, so there you go. Hear Whipple talk about what he did and didn't like yesterday, and then a little explanation from Casey Thompson on the fact that he thinks leadership is innate. It's inside of us, and we have to learn how to use it. I thought those were very interesting comments. We'll see how things develop, but I love this line from the intro to Tom's article. Check it out. Here in the transfer portal era, the August heat might as well be a microwave. Thompson has 2 years left to play, but at 24, entering his 5th year with a UT degree under his belt, you would figure Thompson is a 1-year man at Nebraska. His time at NU then shapes up as a 2-minute drill. Fancy writing, Tom. Gotta like it. Give that article a read. He goes into a lot of more reasons why he thinks Thompson is the dude, why he's setting up to be that leader for Nebraska. Interesting stuff as we're now just 2 weeks away from seeing exactly how these dudes are going to play when they get on a football field. Okay, let's get out of here. Coming up the rest of the week, Scott Frost, Saturday after practice, mid-morning, 11 to noon. He's going to speak to us. I'm guessing they're going to do a little scrimmaging on Saturday, so that'll be a really good time to hear from the head coach of the Huskers. Check that out. Another thing, on the high school level, I want to point your attention to coming out this weekend. Our Super 6, right? 6 best or most impactful athletes in a certain sport. We do it at the beginning of the season. This year, we're debuting volleyball. Check that out on Saturday. Sunday, Super 6 football. Husker fans, you're going to want to take a look at that one. Got 3 Huskers in there. Who knows, maybe a 4th. There's one in there. Won't say who's undecided, that everyone's watching their decision on October 15th. That just gave it away, didn't it? All right, check that out. Always a cool thing to start the preseason on the high school level. And, of course, those kids are everyone, volleyball, football, those are all major college Division I recruits, which is pretty damn cool to say about this state. All right, my friends, let's get out of here. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. We'll be back with you next week because, yeah, that's right. We're going to be that much closer to game week as Nebraska gets ready for that season opener against Northwestern. Until that time, keep it real, GBR Nation, and please remember, we're all just going this way.